Why there, I'm Meteorologist Austin Evans. I'm live here in the WHS 11 Plus studio brought to you by Humana. I got a bit of an update for you on the wintry mix that is on the way for your Monday morning. So we will start to dive right in to what we are expecting. And we are looking at a wintry mix system that's going to move in. By the way, we're live on WHS 11 Plus and our Facebook page. If you have any questions, please give me a comment and I'll do my best to answer said question. You can leave it right there on the live video on our Facebook page. So if you have questions, please leave them. So taking a look here tomorrow morning, a weather impact alert period due to this wintry mix. Light accumulation is looking possible. Slick spots possible as well. Lower visibility. This is what we are looking at for your Monday morning. Now, the good news is that the majority of anything that accumulates is going to melt very quickly tomorrow. And if I could get that is not there we go, 1 by 2. So anything that does fall, accumulate, will melt pretty quickly tomorrow. We're looking at highs in the low to mid 40s. So taking a look here at Futurecast. So we've got increased cloud cover this evening, and taking a look here, going into 1 a.m., we are looking at that wintry mix begin moving in. Hello, Jamie. We're looking at Clarksville being impacted by this, at least in some way, but we're looking at these impacts mainly for in the morning. So let's take a look at our graphics full here. Where are you in Clarksville, Tennessee? Uh, uh, Pardon me. We are looking at this stuff moving in, going into 1 a.m. On your Monday morning. And then by about 4 a.m., we will see the best chance for some snow along and north of the Ohio River. Now, this is going to be a very wet snow that falls. Real big flakes, and that is going to make for some lowered visibility. Got you, Jamie. The best chance for snow is going to be along and north of the Ohio River. And south of that, near Campbellsville, E-Town, Bardstown, we're looking at mostly rain, but still, you're going to want to be careful during your morning commute tomorrow. Now, this area of pink looks a little alarming. I'm betting that's going to be mostly sleet. It's going to be very difficult for us to see freezing rain. The surface is still pretty warm, and there's not going to be a surface that water can freeze instantly too. If we see sleet, it could accumulate, but again, it shouldn't stick around all that long. Just note the temperatures above freezing in a few locations still. Take a look here, going into the noon hour, all of this transitions into rain, and by then, anything frozen that accumulates will have melted. And the rest of the day, going to be fairly mild with highs in the lower 40s. Cooler than normal for this time of year, but still not a frozen situation. And we actually take a look here at Futurecast. We cool off a little bit going into Monday night, but Monday overnight into Tuesday, we begin to warm up, and we kind of don't stop warming up. So Tuesday morning, again, messy commute, but this time for rain. And we warm up into the mid-60s by noon, and I'm forecasting a high of 68 on Tuesday, so it very well could be. We very well could see a 70-degree day on Tuesday. But again, the whole point of this stream is focusing on your Monday morning commute. A wintry mix is going to move in and could potentially impact your morning commute. Now, you need to just plan to take things a little slower with the lowered visibility and that chance for that wintry precip. Everyone's going to be taking it slower in general, so you're going to want to just take that time. Give yourself extra time to get where you need to go tomorrow. This isn't a winter storm. This isn't a major snow event. I expect accumulations less than an inch, and if we get close to an inch, it'll be in southern Indiana, and it won't stick around all that long. We'll see it gone by probably 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So really, we're keeping an eye out for the potential for slick spots on the roadways, light accumulation, lowered visibility. Those are your main hazards for traveling. So you're just going to want to pay attention when traveling tomorrow. So taking a look here, diving into Futurecast once again, we've had cloud cover increasing throughout the afternoon and evening hours, and we're going to continue to see that increase. But note, when the precipitation begins moving in, temperatures are still going to be well above freezing in a lot of Kentuckiana. The coldest spots are going to be North Vernon, Seymour, Bedford in the low to mid 30s, along with Madison, Indiana. Campbellsville, Mumfordville, Litchfield still in the lower 40s by this time. So still in all things considered, a relatively mild night. We start to see things cool off across the board going into about 3 and 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is when the best chance for that wintry mix is going to be, the best chance for that snow, again, mainly along and north of the Ohio River. That's when that's going to be too. But, we could see some of those flakes mix in Louisville here, in Shepherdsville and Bardstown. But in those areas, it's going to be very difficult for things to accumulate for very long. It might accumulate for a little bit on grassy areas and such, but it's going to be difficult for it to stick around because temperatures are going to be so mild, at least in terms of winter weather. We see a large area of pink here going into 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we do have areas below freezing, at least the air temperature, mainly in southern Indiana once again. We're still going to have a pretty warm ground, so freezing rain I don't think is going to be an issue. What I think is going to be an issue is sleet. The accumulation of sleet and some of that real wet snow, maybe grapple, maybe kind of a combination of all three. That's where we could start to see those slick spots develop, especially on bridges and overpasses. Those things freeze up real quickly, though I'm not expecting them to actually freeze. I'm not expecting ice on the roadways. I'm expecting an accumulation of sleet or grapple or maybe some real wet, slushy snow going into 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then we start to see that stuff move out by 10, 11 o'clock. Most of this should transition back over into rain, if not still a mix. But we will start to see more rain in that mix. And then going into the noon hour, we should be completely transitioned over into rain as temperatures warm into the lower to mid 40s for highs tomorrow. This week, very strange week in the weather here in Kentuckiana. Today's the first day of meteorological spring. Spring for the astronomical definition doesn't happen for a little bit longer. But for our record keeping, we start March 1st. Just makes things easier. Each season is divided into 3 months. So, not really feeling very spring-like for your Monday, but that is going to change pretty quickly as we head into Tuesday. It looks like we'll warm up overnight Monday into Tuesday. We could start off with some rain Tuesday morning as well. Another messy commute, but this time just for rain. Just be planning ahead for that. You're going to need your umbrella all this week, by the way. It is going to rain and pretty much not stop. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s by noon, and we're flirting with the 70-degree mark on Tuesday. We'll see if it ends up happening. We're gonna struggle to get there, but we are looking at the mid to upper 60s for highs, and we're not gonna really cool off all that much Tuesday night. Maybe the upper 50s for overnight lows going into Wednesday. So that's what we're looking at for the wintry mix. But of course, taking a look at the whole week, it's just not going to stop raining. We got all kinds of rain chances to discuss Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even this weekend. We're tracking rain chances, and this is where I'm going to begin worrying about folks with allergies, because if we start to see, for one, whole lot of rain over the course of this week, up to maybe 3 inches in some locations, according to this model run. We'll see if that ends up happening, but if we get a prolonged period of dry weather and we keep these temperatures, if we keep these temperatures, even if they're closer to normal in the lower to mid 50s, if we keep relatively mild temperatures and we get a period of dry weather, we are going to see spring hit us very, very, very quickly, because things will start to bloom with all that moisture in the ground. We will start to see things bloom. We'll start to see things pollen very quickly. And if you are a seasonal allergy sufferer, you might want to be making plans ahead, because with all this rain, and if we get a period of dry weather, we're going to start seeing some blooming out there. There's already some minor blooming already. So just be keeping that in the back of your head. Again, Tuesday, highs in the mid to upper 60s, and then we're calling for the 70s Wednesday and Thursday, and quite possibly flirting with the 80-degree mark on Friday. But we're also flirting with the potential for some thunderstorms that hopefully won't be severe. We're keeping an eye on that. Let's take a look here at our downtown camera. This is brought to you by Bachman Auto Group, part of our UofL Health camera network. All things are calm and quiet right now here in Kentuckiana, thankfully. You can see, though, just to our west, the development of that precipitation, and this is what's going to move into Kentuckiana in about, say, 4 or 5 hours from now. We'll start to see this stuff begin to move in. So tonight, the wintry mix overnight expected. Going to be a bit breezy, a little colder than much of the nights we've been dealing with the past few nights, with lows right near the freezing level. Again, the best chances for snow along and north of the Ohio River, and wintry mix kind of along it, and then the farther south you get, the more likely you're just going to see rain overnight. You still want to take this commute pretty seriously. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you need to go. Lowered visibility is going to be an issue too. And then tomorrow we got that AM wintry mix. The Monday morning time period, a weather impact alert period because of that. And then here's that 7-day forecast. All kinds of rain all through this week as we track temperatures in the lower 70s for highs Wednesday and Thursday, and then by Friday potentially near 80. But with that comes the potential for some thunderstorms. So we'll be keeping an eye on that potential as well. We got rain chances even into Sunday. So hopefully we can get through. We can get all these rain chances out of the way. It'd be nice if we saw some of the rain chances for next weekend decrease, but right now it's not looking to be the case. So I'm going to wrap it up right there. I believe we've covered everything. Again, if you have questions, please let me know before I wrap up everything. One more time, a wintry mix expected for your Monday morning commute. And slick spots are going to be possible. Light accumulation going to be possible tomorrow morning as well. I'm thinking most of the accumulation will probably be in the form of accumulating sleet, or like that slushy stuff that sleet becomes. Maybe some very, very wet snow accumulation here and there. Not expecting any major accumulations on roadways. We're not looking at a real hard freeze here. Temperatures just aren't going to get cold enough. The ground is still really warm from the past few days of really nice, really sunny conditions. So whatever does accumulate will melt pretty quickly. This isn't going to be a long-term thing. And then we start to warm up really quickly by Tuesday, highs near 70. So please keep an eye. Please be planning ahead. And when you're commuting tomorrow, use extra caution. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you need to go. And with that, I'm going to let you go. And we are going to be right back on air, WHS 11, Channel 11, ABC. We will be on air at 11 o'clock for WHS 11 News Night Team Edition. I will have all the latest data. In fact, I'll have the latest model run coming up at 11 o'clock. I'll have the latest data then, and I'll give you what you need to know.